Have you ever seen a situation where a child strongly prefers one parent and rejects the other? It's easy to assume the favored parent is just more loving, more involved, right? But sometimes what we see on the surface is not the whole story. Today, we read diving deep into a complex family dynamic to understand why the parent who seems better might not always be the healthier one for a child. When a child aligns with one parent and pushes the other away, it can look like a simple preference. The parent they're close to often appears incredibly caring and responsive. But here's the twist, that attunement can be selective. This parent might become most attentive, most validating, only when the child expresses negative feelings about the other parent. The bond then isn't built on genuine connection, but on a shared rejection. It's a subtle but powerful dynamic that can be easily missed. Think about parenting styles. They can be wildly different. One parent might be loud, emotionally expressive, and deeply involved in the day-to-day chaos of life. They're easy to notice and often praised for being so engaged. The other parent might be quieter, more structured, and focused on setting clear boundaries. This style can be misinterpreted as being distant or emotionally checked out. But different styles don't mean different levels of love. A calm parent isn't necessarily a cold parent. Often, in these situations, one parent sets a narrative very early on. They might frame themselves as the protector and the other parent as somehow unsafe, uncaring, or unstable. Once this story takes hold, it can be incredibly difficult to change. Friends, family, and even professionals might start treating this narrative as a fact, reinforcing the division without realizing it. They see one parent's distress and the other's quiet resolve, and draw a quick but often wrong conclusion. Kids are smart. They quickly learn what behaviors earn them connection and approval. If they get praise and affection for criticizing one parent, and face withdrawal or discomfort when they show love for both, their feelings will naturally start to shift. This isn't a conscious choice, it's a learned response. Over time, this conditioning can shape their genuine emotions until they truly believe one parent is all good and the other is all bad. Our systems often reward high emotional expression. Tears, visible panic, and loud declarations of concern are seen as proof of love. Calmness, consistency, and a focus on long-term stability can be mistaken for indifference. But which one is truly healthier for a child's development? A parent who remains steady during a storm might be providing a more secure emotional anchor than one who joins the child in their panic. So why does a child align with the more emotionally dominant parent? Because it feels safer. In a high-conflict environment, picking a side can feel like a survival strategy. It reduces the emotional pressure on them. Rejecting one parent becomes a way to secure the approval and affection of the other. It's not always a true reflection of their feelings, but a way to cope with an impossible situation. This is why we have to look deeper. The parent who appears better on the surface, the more emotional one, the one with the more compelling story, isn't always the one providing true emotional security. To really understand what's happening, we need to look past the intensity and the first impressions. We have to ask, who is providing consistent care? Who is supporting the child's long-term emotional health? And most importantly, who is encouraging the child to have a healthy relationship with both parents? That's often where the truth lies. Thanks so much for watching. If this topic resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that looks beyond the surface. See you next time.